Hey, what's up guys, Matt Shane here, come back with a brand new video for you guys. Today we're going to be going on what's going on with the market and why I personally believe we're getting very close to an operation mode market. Let's hop on into it. Now, first up, I got to explain what an operation mode market is, because this is a term that I've personally made up. I haven't really seen it anywhere else. But what an operation mode market is basically the market during an operation. You can see it last time with Riptide. It's basically that big drop down and then a long period of stagnation. Basically, the prices don't increase during this time, and the main reason because of it is the operation, because people have much better things to spend their money on than opening up cases or producing or grabbing things off the market. So it really doesn't make sense for them to buy all of this old stuff when they've got a short period of time where they can buy the brand new stuff. Now, if you don't fully understand what I'm saying, at least at this point, it's completely all fine. You're going to see once I go over a couple examples what I'm really trying to get at here, because we're going to be talking about what is going on right now that I believe we're entering into an operation mode. Now, the biggest indicator that I look for if we're entering into an operation mode is the things that are mid-tier, not something that's very popular, but not something that's so extreme that you could see some like normal volatility with it. The main thing I've been looking at recently are like your gamma cases, your chroma 2s and 3s, and even like your spectrum 2s. All of these cases that sit around a dollar-ish range to 70-ish cents on average, or at least they have been for the past period of time. Now, why do I specifically choose these items? Well, there's a great reason for it, because if I choose the most popular item on the market, it's very hard to determine what specifically is causing that. Whereas when I look at these cheaper cases that a lot of people have, it's a very good indicator, at least in my opinion, to tell if people are liquidating off their inventories, and that's exactly what it seems to be that's going on right now. We're seeing a lot of people start to sell off some items, and we've seen even a couple of YouTubers like Jesus talk about potentially selling off items in terms of an operation with their video about OniPixel. That's not specifically what I'm getting at, but the main point I'm getting at here is basically we're starting to see a lot of people sell off items, and it's mainly those items that you don't really specifically think about. I personally believe by looking at these cases instead of the most popular ones, we're going to be avoiding as many variables as possible. We might get a couple extraneous variables if we're looking at the most popular case, whereas with these cases and grouping all of these cases together and looking at it as a whole, I think we're going to get the best overall view of the market. Now, speaking on these cases specifically, I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but we're seeing an incredible downturn for a lot of these cases. Now, this downturn isn't like immediate. It's not just a one quick consistent drop, and that's honestly a more predictable sign than what we would expect to see if we just saw a big drop. You can see here with just the Gamma 1 case that it's just been slowly declining, which is something that is not necessarily great overall for the market, but like we mentioned in the past video, we haven't seen a summer slowdown, so it's definitely a possibility of seeing that. However, with the circumstance going on, I think it's definitely a combination of not seeing a summer slowdown and the potential of an operation on the way. Like I mentioned with the video about Jesus, this CSGO operation is going to be very different. We've got a lot of people looking and stocking up to invest into this, and definitely there was that with Operation Broken Fang and with Riptide, but the thing is, the majority of the people were selling off their investments during that operation. Here we're starting to see a little bit of a different trend starting, where we're not necessarily seeing super large peaks in the market, because we're seeing people prepare and be ready for things. I think we're seeing something a little bit different here with this upcoming operation, hopefully an upcoming operation, that people are prepared beforehand, and that's why we're not seeing super high prices stay there for very long, because people are selling off their items so they can stock up on some steam balance for this operation when it comes around. People have learned by the past trends, and therefore it's going to be interesting, like I mentioned a couple times, to see if these past trends return. We've seen the past couple years that every time an operation comes around, we see a big drop in price overall. But the thing is, people have been so prepared, and this has been drilled into so many people's minds, that it's going to be interesting this upcoming operation if we really even see that again, because like we're seeing with the market now, this is my prediction, is that people are preparing for this upcoming operation, and therefore if you're not, I don't want to say you're missing out, but it's definitely something that you should be looking into. This can also be seen with a lot of different Playskins. Now, Playskins are a much different dynamic than cases. It's much harder to tell what specifically is going on with Playskins that impacting their price upwards or downwards. But the thing is, I think the fact that we've just seen really no Playskins grow during this time should definitely be saying something. People are selling off these Playskins for a reason, and that reason is definitely not specific, it's definitely not determined. However, I think it would be quite a large coincidence coincidence if we were not seeing at least some of these people selling off these Playskins just for the fact that they could have some extra money lying around when this next operation eventually comes. I mean, there's gotta be a reason why people are selling off their Playskins so much to the fact that the price is decreasing decently significantly for some skins, and some skins are remaining maybe like a 5% dip. So there's definitely not a large amount that they're going down, but they're going down for a reason. After that, then you've got Stockholm capsules, which have obviously produced very well from their original purchase price, but if you look at them now, they have really been stalling out. If we want to take a look at what is probably the most popular one in the Challenger sticker capsule, the price trend for the past month is even at best. You can see here that the price was down for a significant amount of time, and it started to recover in like roughly the past week, potentially a little bit, but there's definitely not a lot of interest in picking up these items. And that's the basic trend of this video, is that we're seeing a lot more interest in the overall market to sell items rather than purchase items, which is one of the bigger signs that we're starting to see people stock up on funds or potentially withdraw funds for some reason if they're struggling financially or in some situation like that, which is definitely not something to be discluded with the way the overall world and overall markets are looking. But at this point, I don't really see a major reason on why someone would be selling off their CSGO investments. And then the same trend is also over here with the Antwerp capsules. Now, I'm hesitant to make a major comment about the Antwerp capsules in relation to the overall market sell-off, because there's definitely a lot more factors that are going into Antwerp than just the overall market, at least at this point. But it's definitely something you should be knowing about. It's something you should be at least decently interested in if you're invested into Antwerp. However, I'm not going to make a comment saying that this is specifically related to the market sell-offs we've been seeing in this video. So talking about in the end here, what's the overall point of this video? Well, the point of this video is to, one, inform you that things are going down in price. I mean, we didn't really talk about the staple cases, but even things like the breakout case has increased in quantity significantly. A lot of other things have seen some pretty major changes compared to what they were looking at 2-3 weeks ago. It's to inform you that that's going on and to give you an idea of why potentially this might be happening. Now, there's a ton of factors that goes into the CSGO market, and a potential operation is just one of many. However, I think it's the one that most people are overlooking at this time, and it's something that's also started to pick up in interest compared to last operation. I mean, if you want to go back on YouTube and look at last operation, absolutely no one was really talking about selling off beforehand and buying in immediately after that dip. But if you look on YouTube now, you can see that there is a large difference in just the amount of videos out there talking about this as a potential strategy. As the amount of investing opportunity goes down, things that used to be very profitable are going to become less profitable, and I think this is definitely one of them. But as always, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.